back to my channel. My name is Mrs. Chidima Ego. On this channel, we talk about God, life, motherhood, marriage, and just about everything in the mix. So, I recently turned 2 years in marriage, and here are a few things I have learned. Yes, I'm particularly very proud of myself because in this day and age, staying in a marriage, making it work, is not something that is very common anymore. And there's a difference between when you hear about things from people, and then there's a difference between when you actually live those lessons, you learn for yourself, and you understand it from a practical point of view, right? So, here are a few things. I'm going to share a few things that I have learned, and I believe that these are some of the underlying factors why a lot of us struggle in marriage, especially as newlyweds. Okay, so I'll jump right into it. Number one, in marriage, you don't say things the way they are. Or should I say, you don't say things the way you feel like saying them. Marriage is not the place where you say, I always say my mind as it is. I'm a blunt person. I say things as they are. I like to be very direct. I say things the way they are. You will break the person that you're married to, and essentially you will break your marriage. Learn how to package things, especially truths, right? The fact that you're correct does not give you a right to be harsh or hard. I particularly because I believe that I'm a realist and I belong to a school of thought where I should tell people the way things are. We should not sugarcoat. We should call a spade a spade. And I had to learn that this is not the place where you say things. In fact, you must not say things at the heat of the moment. You must not say things because you feel like saying it, especially when you're right. Number two thing is that learn to control your emotions. Especially as us women, we are very emotional beings. Like they've always told us. Maybe, well, I'm not going to say like they've always told us, but this is how we are, right? We're very emotional. A lot of things happens to us. From some of us suffer from hormonal imbalance. There's even the monthly period and everything. We are wired to be emotional. Is what I'm trying to say, right? But that does not mean that you should be rude. That does not mean that you should be saucy. That does not give you a right to ruin your partner's day. Learn to control your emotion. The fact that you feel that you're very hot tempered, and when you were growing up, they were telling you, he on a way walk, he knows how to be angry. If this person invests here, everything go. When you get into marriage, keep that your Royal Rumble record aside and learn to control your emotions because a lot of things depend on you controlling those emotions. Number three, comparison is the thief of all joy. There's something I've realized upon self reflection is that when it comes to marriage, yeah, the quality of partner we get, I mean this in all categorizations, mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, and otherwise. The quality of partners we get is the one we believe we deserve, right? Most of the time, we go into marriage with our clear eyes. And even if we say, oh, I did not know this person was like this, it's probably because we refused to open our eyes and see who they are. And I'll hold this thought on comparison and I will go to this thought on accepting who you marry. If you know who you marry and accept who you marry, right? Most of the times, the quality of the person we married is our choice, essentially our choice. We've got the choice to choose the kind of if you want to have Obi Kubana, wait until you have Obi Kubana, right? Do not marry a hardworking Emeka and pressure him to do things that Obi Kubana is already doing for his wife. Know who you marry and focus on that reality. Focus on your focus. Never be distracted to begin to compare what your husband does for you to another person. That leads me to my other point of comparison. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Everything is beautiful until you begin to compare it. What is the standard of riches? What is the standard of a good marriage? What you have is good for you. The grass is always greener on the other side. That's what we always think. But I will put it to you or remind you that the grass is greener where you water the ground. The grass is never what it looks like on the other side. When you come to the other side, you see the amount of work people put in for that grass to be green, the amount of work you are not putting in because you're paying attention to how green somebody else's grass is. So in marriage, learn to be content. Contentment will help you, it will go a long way for you emotionally because when you are content, you're satisfied with the quality of your life, and now you have emotional strength to be able to plan on how to better your life because you like something, because you enjoy something, you want to make it better. Because you enjoy something, you want to make it last. Because you enjoy something, you want to make it work. So it shouldn't be like you are if you do not like your marriage or if you're always complaining about who you married. I mean, most of the time you saw a walking red flag, you embraced the walking red flag because you wanted to be married, and you married, you got what you married, right? So embrace it and enjoy it. Me, I firmly believe that nobody is that bad, right? There is a way to follow everybody. Everybody has their mumu button, right? You need to identify where your partner's own is and be pressing it. Press it with reckless abandon, if I may, right? Always press it because that is a key to your mental health, right? So stop comparing what your partner is bad at, right? Um, and another person's partner is good at. It's not the yardstick you use to measure if you married right. Because sometimes God actually gave us what we needed. Well, when it comes to marriage, essentially, God actually gives us what we ask for. What you ask for is what you get. It's because you feel that that is the best you can get. That is why you agreed to marry him. And as people that say, oh, I settled, who are you? I just want to ask you a question. Like, who do you think you are? What do you mean you settled? Are you that good? And the people you think have high value, and you say, why didn't they locate you before your husband located you, or before your wife agreed to marry you? You are not all that you think you are. That's what I'm trying to say. You are not better than whoever you married because two have become one, right? So where you are, you need to make it work. As long as your life is not threatened, as long as your sanity is not threatened, and as long as you're not the one threatening your sanity because you are not content with the life you've been given, right? Learn to enjoy what you've got. And when you like something, like I've mentioned earlier, there's more tendencies that you get to want to make that in work. You get to want to, you look for the good in those things. Focus on the good. That is to another point. In your marriage, focus on the good. That thing that you take for granted, that is good about your partner, you think that that is how it's supposed to be. That other person that you're admiring, and you feel that they are all that, and that should have been your partner, they probably don't have it. You do not know what the other person that is married to that person tolerates or looks the other way, so that that marriage can function the way you are admiring it. So focus on the good in your partner. There's always something good about them, and that is why you married them. It is that thing that it cannot be that this person was completely a devil. Then were you drugged when you married the person? Let's just say it how it is. I mean, because this is not my marriage, so I can say it how it is, right? You were not drugged when you were married, so let's be real, okay? The person definitely has some good attributes about them. Focus on why you married them is what I'm trying to say. Focus on your focus. There's a reason, and that is what makes your marriage work. That thing you used to marry them is what makes your marriage work. And then that leads me to the other point. The thing that makes your marriage work, do not loud it outside. Don't go and tell people how you can't. I mean, I'm not trying to say that, oh, go and tell people that, I'm seeing a lot, or I'm going through a lot. Meanwhile, your marriage is working. That's not what I've said in any way, right? I'm just trying to say that the things that make your marriage work, the thing that makes it stick for your partner that you're doing, that makes that this is why there's peace in your marriage. Don't loud it outside. Don't go outside to tell people about it. Don't tell anybody about it. Learn to keep what is secret secret. Marriage is not a secret cult. Oh. I'm not talking about those who pretend that they are not married at all. I mean, everybody to each his own, right? I'm not even trying to judge those people at all in any way, but I'm just saying that marriage is not a secret court. I'm not advocating in any way that you should begin to pretend that you're married whereas you're single whereas you're married, just so that your marriage can work. I don't belong to that school of thought in any way. I'm just saying that if there are things that happens between you and your partner as husband and wife that makes that marriage work, please keep it to yourself. It is nobody's business. You have no business sharing those details with other people, because that is how you're creating loopholes. That is how you're opening gaps to destroy the beautiful thing that you have going on. Now, my other point is that protect your marriage against all costs. See, don't be ashamed to protect your marriage. Even if you're married to somebody that looks like a frog, they are not, they are your frog. Embrace your frog. Protect your marriage. Do not look down on your marriage. Don't let another person make you feel like it is their own that is good. Your own is not working. My sister, my brother, it is when you will lose that your marriage that you're looking down on that you will realize that marriage is good though, marriage is sweet though. You just have to put in the work. Protect your marriage even from yourself. If there are habits that you have that you realize that upon reflection, these are the things I'm doing that is making this place unbearable for everybody to stay. Please protect that marriage even against yourself. Work on those things. Hold yourself accountable. Don't be ashamed. Now that you are married, there is no shame. I always have to remind myself there is nothing wrong with being shameless about protecting your marriage. There is nothing wrong with being shameless about pleasing your partner. There is no shame in it. In fact, that is what you are meant to be doing. That thing that you're doing, oh, I can't do this because I'm a lady, oh, because I'm a fine girl, that one has ended. I mean, that one has ended if you want to remain married. You have to humble yourself and do whatever it takes to make your marriage work. I'm not saying that you should sin against God. I'm just saying that the things that you need to do, even if you're the one who's causing them, protect your marriage against all costs. Protect your marriage from all friends who a friend that does not respect your husband has no business being your friend, because you are creating a recipe for disaster in your home. This marriage is not really about us, right? A lot of generations, future generations are tied to the success and the outcome of that marriage. So it's not really just about you. It's not about your feelings. Get over your little feelings. Now you're married. Marriage is not about feelings, right? I hate to break it to you, but it is what it is, right? The destiny of your children is tied to the success of that marriage. And now how they grow up, the outcome of their lives, how they relate with society, and eventually their own lineage, what they pass down to their own children is going to come from you and your partner. So this is why it's essential to get over your feelings, and then protect your marriage. Then prayer works. Another thing I'm going to say is prayer works. There are some people that go about saying that they married Angel Michael, that their own marriage is perfect, their husband is great and amazing, which is great. You married Mr. Intentional. This is right. Don't let those people shame you for praying. There is nothing wrong with turning to a prayer warrior because you got married. Prayer works. I'm telling you that there are a lot of issues that are very spiritual, because the devil is walking around like a wounded lion, a roaring lion looking for marriages that he will destroy. And he's working very well because we are too proud to humble ourselves in prayer and commit the success of our marriage to the hands of God. There are so many issues that prayer can solve, because by the time you pray, I'm telling you, before you open your mouth, God has sorted it out, because now God just knows how to get everybody in the right headspace so that conversations are going the way they are meant to go and things are back to normal, right? So pray. Don't be ashamed of praying. Don't let people say, oh, I wonder why people turn to prayer warriors when they get married. I don't want that to be. Please pray. Don't be ashamed of praying. There is nothing wrong with being a prayer warrior if it helps your marriage to work. Pray for your husband. Pray for your wife. The Bible says that the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord, and he turns it which whatever direction that he pleases. If you always commit the heart of your husband, that's your husband that is not treating you the way you want to be loved, God can teach him. The Holy Spirit can teach him how to love you. Commit that man's heart into the hands of the Lord. Prayers work. That is what I'll say. Prayers work. Prayer is even a conflict resolving mechanism, one that is not tapped into enough, right? Prayers work. So another thing that I have learned in marriage is have your own money. Marriage is 100% financial. There's nothing like um I'm married for love, don't worry. If we soak Gary, the marriage we shake oh, it will shake oh. Please, as you're married for love, factor in source of income. Please be very, 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 very sure that you have a stable source of income and the person that you're getting married to has a stable source of income. If you happen not to have a stable source of income, let the person that you're getting married to have a stable source of income. And as soon as you can, find a stable source of income that will be giving you money because you need money in marriage. Money makes marriage work. Money is like the oil, the engine oil that keeps the engine of marriage going. Please, money is important. Don't let anybody fool you. Money is one, I'm repeating it for emphasis. Money is 100% important in marriage. Those children are going to wear diapers, they are going to have to eat baby food. These things are not 1 naira in the market. It is not love that you will use to go and buy baby clothes. Let's be guided. Marriage is 100% financial. Children will go to school, people will eat, bills will be paid. Even if you're trying to manage and you're trying to live the most basic lifestyle, there's the economy, there's inflation in the economy, money will be spent. Please marry somebody that can take care of you, to avoid had I known and stories that touch the heart. If you like this video, um like the video, share, subscribe till I come your way next time. Bye.